Hello, this is Paul Mitchell. I wanted to put together this video to explain a few things that we need to do in order to make this video complete, make this website complete. First of all, the slogan should have the first letter capital in each word. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, here's the header that's laid out by the customer, and it has the first letter capital in the slogan. Now, the header that you put together on the website only needs that slogan with the first word, the first letter in every word being capital. But the navigation bar looks okay, but there's a big gap below the navigation bar. Below the navigation bar, the flash needs to be moved up to be just double spacing. So we need to remove that gap. Also below the flash, we also need to eliminate the gap there as well, because below the navigation bar you can see there's a big gap right here. It should be double spacing below the navigation bar. So the gap between the writing and these photos here, these images here, need to also be double spacing. Now these images need to be centered, and they need to be the same width as the writing for each column. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go to the layout that was given by the customer, and here it is right here. Now right here we want to look at the layout of the website itself, and if you stroll up to the top, you'll see that the spacing between the columns is given right here, and here's the spacing here, and the images above the writing, they're all the same width, and they're equal to the length of the writing below that particular image. So here's the width right here, and the website, the graphic is equal to that width, and then it's centered. Now this whole 3 columns is centered with the same width between columns. And we need to have this line right here, because that line is missing. Right here, that line is missing. So we need to have also below these columns, we need to have, I'm going back to the website you designed, you need to have these columns centered, and the buttons should be right below the writing, just like this one here. These buttons right here have too much of a gap between the writing and the button. The button should be moved up, and this button right here should be moved up. This one is okay. And then below the buttons, the writing, this title writing right here, there's too big of a gap. It should be only double spaced below the button. So moving down, here's another gap between this picture and this heading. We need to make it double spaced. And below that picture of the people, we need to have that gap right here double spacing below the picture as well. This gap is too large, double spacing. This gap is too large right here, double spacing. And then at the bottom of the page, we need to have the copyright for the business. Now I want to also mention that the sidebars are missing. Let me show you what I mean. This is a layout that I gave you that illustrated the sidebars. Here's the sidebar on the left side. It should be the same color. And here's the sidebar on the right side. It should be the same color and the same width. And then you've got the header graphic here. Everything looks good except the first letter in the slogan being capital. The navigation buttons look okay. We need to move the flash up so it'll just be double spacing between the navigation bar, and the buttons should be single space, and all the other spacing that we have illustrated should be in place. But at the bottom on the left side should be the copyright. So this is what we need to have done to bring this particular website homepage up to date. Hopefully this video will help you get that done. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.